It's been a while since we talked about Tezos, but when three United Nations organizations choose Tezos' blockchain for their e-voting solution, it's time that we cover the story. Welcome back to another episode of your DigiHustle News. This is the DigiHustle Network, and I am Wade Teamer. Now, let's just jump right into this information, guys. I have been looking into this for the better part of 2 days now. The majority of my weekend went into studying this story because, guys, when you see the term or the title, the name, United Nations anywhere, you automatically need to associate that with sustainable development goals. And we have a video on this channel where I broke down how crypto is going to directly influence that. And one of those projects that is doing just that is Tezos, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just jump right into this story. In a recent announcement, 3 UN organizations are the latest to adopt the Tezos e-voting solution. Now, we're going to jump right into the 3 organizations, but in this video, I'm also going to give you a little bit of background, a little bit of history on Tezos' voting application, Electus. We actually covered it on the channel about a year or so ago when they started to test it in France. But the new UN organizations that are adopting Electus include Youngo, the official children and youth constituency for the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. This was the first UN organization to adopt the Tezos e-voting solution. This organization consists of a network of children below 35 years and other youth NGOs committed to ensuring youth voices are heard by the UNFCCC. That's going to be a very important theme, guys, because a large motivation for these sustainable development goals are the children. And we're talking Generation Z here, and even Generation Alpha. That's what I wanted to put on this thumbnail, but I thought that concept might have been a little bit, over the heads of many, because Generation Alpha is still a relatively new thing. Where when you hear Generation Alpha, guys, we're talking about our babies, the youngins, okay? But another UN organization that adopted the Tezos e-voting solution is the SDG7 Youth Constituency. This organization was launched to enable youth globally to have their voices heard in the energy sector. It is noteworthy that SDG7 is among the 17 Sustainable Development Goals created by the United Nations in 2015. Now, here's something interesting that I discovered when I was researching this video. Prior to these goals being set in 2015, 10 years prior to that, in 2005, ladies and gentlemen, there was another set of development goals that were to be achieved by 2020. Interesting, right? Those list of goals, guys, you can find it in a TED Talk. That's where I discovered it at. But those list of goals were to address poverty in third world nations. And one of the biggest statistics that they have been able to address was the fact that children under a certain age basically passing before their time. That used to be, in the 2000s, yearly 12 million. Now that number has been dramatically reduced almost to 60%, down to about 5 million. Now that's still 5 million too many, but it shows that these goals and initiatives, once acted upon, they actually work. The new agenda, the new goals for this decade, guys, are the 17 Sustainable Development Initiatives. So to see Tezos working in this field, absolutely amazing. Now let's wrap this up. The Tezos e-voting solution has contributed positively to the affairs of the SDG7, which prompted comments from a member of the organization. They stated, "Electus is our trusted partner for the year's election campaign and hopefully for all future elections." And now lastly, another organization was the Women and Gender Constituency. And if you know about Sustainable Development Goals, one of those goals is gender equality. Okay, now it also helps the fact that the lead developer, the creator of Tezos, is a woman, so it just makes sense. This is the age that we are in, guys. We are going to see over the next decade the rise of the woman. All right, it's the rise of the female power figure that is part of the Sustainable Development Goals. Now, This is not the first time that Electus is being used. As we can see here in September of 2021, French authorities used Electus as an e-voting program in a move that would see the solution used in local elections. Similarly, Electus has also been tested and adopted in 80 tertiary institutions, that's high-level institutions, we're talking Ivy League schools here, including Japan's Ritsumeikan University and King's College in London. Electus is a voting solution that provides an encrypted and anonymous electronic voting system based on the Tezos blockchain, guys. Now, like I mentioned before, we're going to talk about a bit of the history of the Electus platform, guys. This goes all the way back to about 2020, okay? But this is from the Medium post, as you can see, March 30th. Oh boy, that was quite the day, wasn't it? 2020, March 30th. But basically, guys, this article here, which I will put down in the description, we won't go through the entire thing for sake of time, but you can read through this, guys, and you can get an idea of the thinking that went into this Electus platform. Because see, the issue that they are looking to address here is the fact that blockchain can solve a very, very important problem when it comes to democratic development. Essentially, there have been studies going on, guys, since the early 2010s where people have been trying to figure out how to make the voting infrastructure more reliable, more trustworthy. Okay, and with the introduction of blockchain technology, what we have here is the ultimate technology, the ultimate tool to bring about trust to the voting system. Now, when you think about voting on the blockchain, when you think about voting in any sense, we're not just talking about elections here. That will be the use case, because if you follow the links that I'll provide in the episode guide, you'll see that Electus, they have a very specific focus on municipal use cases, meaning they're looking for governments to use this platform. And France was one of their first participants, guys, and they just had an election not too long ago. Makes me wonder if blockchain was being used. But it's not just on the election side here. We also have to think about award shows, and Tezos is very heavy into the art industry. Matter of fact, is one of their biggest NFT platform, NFT partners, and they're attracting musicians, artists, and things like that. As a matter of fact, this year, was producing some of the swag bags for the Grammys. So let's just think about it here. Let's just do a hypothetical. In the future, let's just say the Grammys decides to do a vote, right? Another fan choice awards, if you will. They decide to do a fan choice award, and the voting application that you use to pick the winner is going to be on the Tezos blockchain. That's the type of situation we're dealing with here. But it's not just award shows. This can include contests and polls like we see here on YouTube, and surveys, all right? Anytime you look up how to make money online, the first thing they're going to tell you is surveys. So that makes sense, doesn't it? Now, there's something else that the UN is getting ready to develop, guys, and we'll just jump back over to this main screen here. There's another piece to all of this that the UN is actually looking to push us closer towards, and it's something called a digital dialogue. Guys, they are actively trying to incorporate a blockchain communication norm in democracies. Basically, it's a situation where people can communicate directly with their government officials through this new platform. That's going to completely decentralize the democratic process, right? With Tezos' voting app Electus, what we're seeing is the beginning stages of that, guys. So this is going to be very big for Tezos for that main reason, guys. The reason why I wanted to report on this is because there is so much energy in this development focused on Generation Z and Generation Alpha. And honestly, with us being in a bear market, guys, we got some time to wait. So these are the type of things that you want to look for. All right. Now, With all that being said, I'm going to pass you guys over to this video. This is our most recent Tezos and Veracity update, guys. Veracity is another powerful token you want to take a look at. But if you want some more Tezos news, you can just watch that video here. And you know what I'm going to tell you at the end of every video. Have a great day. Have a prosperous day. And most importantly, if that money is digital, so is the hustle. I'll see you in the next video.